Hey Southeast, I hope you're doing well. This last Sunday, I was talking with a member of the congregation before the worship service started, and they were just going through a difficult time. Not a major thing, just a little discouraged about some things. And so we chatted about that. Chatted about how God's still in control, that He is sovereign, that He is steadfast, that He will never abandon us. And then we went through the worship service. We sang songs, and we heard from the Word. We received communion, all the stuff that we do. And after the worship service, I ran into this person again, and she said, I really needed that. And it wasn't just a worship service, it was the conversations that she had while she was in the sanctuary with people and after the service. And she said, that really just made my heart more joyful and recognize like it was going to be all right. Again, this wasn't anything major. It was just this, kind of feeling down, kind of feeling discouraged, and then running into the community of Christ. So after the worship service, I went home and I did my normal Sunday thing. I took a nap, woke up, had a few things that I needed to get done, came to the church, finished those things up, all that stuff. And I just kind of had this overwhelming sense of just, oh man, are we doing okay? And just this sense of maybe we're over our skis a little bit too much. Have you ever had that feeling like, oh no, we're over? And again, it wasn't anything major. It wasn't anything big. It was just kind of this anxiety kind of building up in my heart. And the next day, Monday morning, I got to the church and met with all the staff one-on-one like we do on Mondays. And then we have our staff meeting. And so I met with everybody. And after I finished up my last meeting, I thought, man, I just really love what God is doing here. He is so faithful, so steadfast. And it just quieted my anxiety in my heart about things, of just being grateful for having these relationships. So I was thinking about that, we're going through this sermon series called Healing Rhythms. And one of the things that we talked about was having a rhythm of community in our lives. Jesus had that. He would go to the synagogue regularly, and we would come to church regularly and gather together to worship the King. And that rhythm is just so powerful. And again, it's not anything major. It's just one of those things of like, oh yeah, I need to be around these people that believe the same thing that I believe. I need to be around these people who are proclaiming that Jesus is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. I need to be around these people who surrendered their lives to Christ, and it is no longer them who live, but it's Christ who lives in them. That they are clothed with righteousness. And as I was thinking about that, I was reminded of this illustration. D.L. Moody, he was a famous preacher a long time ago, but in Chicago. And the illustration goes like this. D.L. Moody was visiting a prominent Chicago citizen when the idea of church membership and involvement came up. And the gentleman said, I believe I can be just as good as a Christian outside the church as I can be inside it. The man said, Moody said nothing. Instead, he moved to the fireplace, blazing against the winter outside, removed one of the burning coal and placed it on the hearth. The two men sat together and watched the ember die out. I see, said the man. So I just want to encourage you, to start building in rhythms of community. And what I'm talking about is not just coming to church and worshiping, but get to know people. Say hello to the person you're sitting next to. Join a community or join a group, whether it's a midweek group or Sunday morning group or a fellowship group. Get involved in the body of the church, of His bride. And it's pretty amazing. In fact, even just the other day, after service, not this week, but the week before, we had a couple baptisms, and I was just there after the service, and I was looking at just the different people coming to join us at worship at Southeast, and just seeing the diversity in the kingdom. It's really just amazing. It was overwhelming. Like, it's just amazing how many different people are coming, different walks of life, and we're all gathering together to say that Jesus is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. It reminded me of this passage, Colossians 3:11-14. Here there is not Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, free, but Christ is all and in all. Put on then, as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against one another, forgiving as each other, as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. And above all these things, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And that's just what really is what we're seeing at Southeast as the church continues to grow, as we see different people, again, coming from different walks of life. The thing that's tying us together is that we have surrendered our lives to Christ, and He is King of Kings, and He's working in our hearts, and He's sanctifying us, and it just doesn't stop there. It's loving the community. It's loving the church body. And of course, you need to love your neighbor as well. So a couple things this week. Don't forget, sign up for a community group, a Southeast group. This is a great time of the year to do it. Everybody's trying to get into their rhythms, into their healthy rhythms, and that's just an important one. Be involved with the community, be involved with the body of Christ. And then also coming up on this coming Sunday, we have our baby dedications. And so if you have had a child recently and you want to dedicate your child to the Lord with the congregation, and basically what that is parents get up and they say, hey, this is our child, and we are committing to raise this child toward Jesus, towards the cross. And the community is gathering around you and saying, you know what, we're going to help you do that. We're going to help you raise them up in the name of the Lord. Southeast, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you.